possible Poppy pickup. It's going to be the Rel here for Keria. It's a no-brainer. I mean, both of these drops are fine. If you could nameplates off, pick one, I'd definitely want to be DN Freecs. Crazy.
Yep. Water Walter with us today. DNF is just going to flash away from that one life. Just says, no, I would rather not fight. Whereas T1 are very much wanting to fight. Double stun comes through. Now Berserker's going to flash away. Life in a really rough spot, but it is a Nautilus. As Bulldog comes over, the Nagamana Keria is big. The bullet time, though, in a Pyosik is bigger. And eventually he will go down as Faker picks up that kill in the 2-for-1 trade. T1 definitely going to enjoy that right before the grubs do spawn.
Doran, I think, has his ult still primed, yeah.
Waiting for it. This time, okay, that one was very off, but very close to getting the kill once again. Feels like Doran is getting very close, but not quite there.
Duda can also still equalize if he was already in trouble, so wasn't too scared off. Bad luck.
They're just going to get it.
Yep.
T1 are like, nah, we're not interested. It's in now. If it does go too late, though, the Senna is going to be an issue, as the Impale will come down after the smite due to no flash here, just trying to walk this one off. But Pyosik in good position this time. In comes Faker, though, and he cleans up the battle, as Pyosik now alone against 4 people, but the TP is coming in. As now Bulldog, looking for the angle, is going to ult, but it just gets flashed away from him. He's flashing in, he wants the kill, and he's just gonna die. Life goes in, and he gets locked into the wall as well. Faker's on a streak already. A killing spree of 3, and the engage there from DNF does not pay off.
A for effort, C for concept, and E for execution there for DNF. Unfortunately, not quite working out. Despite their, yeah, that was, well, flash, TP, Dudu died, and then Life also died.
We can say, oh, they're being too passive, but then when they go in, it's not looking good because the execution isn't good. As Guma just gonna get caught, just straight up caught here in the bush. Can they actually kill him? Yes, they can. As now Faker's making his way over. That was a very interesting ult from the Sejuani. Berserker just hitting 2 walls, and the Impale on the right side of the fight is huge. Bulldog does get over there, does get a kill onto the support, but Life is definitely dead, as is Pyosik. Not the cleanest fight, but Guma does bait them into a really rough spot, as now Bulldog, he's getting run down here by the mid and jungle duo. Owner gonna lock him into the wall, and that is gonna be the end of him.
That's nice.
I feel like Atlas really leading the charge on that one.
Yep.
Dudu is dead underneath the turret. They're even gonna use the Impale here. Doran underneath the turret will be fine. So 2v1, and with no Baron especially, and no Otacon spawned, of course Owner can just be there. And diving the turret, right? My team's taking them very seriously.
No flash.
I say that, and immediately Faker's going to get caught here. Even the Senna ultimate over the top, but Owner is here. The guardian of Faker, going to keep him alive as he flashes in and helps him out. Nice little setup from Life to try to make that possible. This time the hook is going to miss.
Reach that point where they're fed enough. I respect that they don't.
Fight over the blue. A bunch of damage goes into Pyosik. Impale hits only Life, but it seems like they have the damage so much used just to kill the Nautilus. But T1 is that far ahead that they can expend all of their abilities just to take out one guy, and then they can do the Otacon.
I think this is contestable for DNF. I actually think the right call is to try and go for this. You have Senna and Yone very soon. Faker's going to look for a wall off.
Yeah, I think the wall just stops him. Although it is Sejuani, so they have to be careful about Pyosik, and the wall is not going to wall him off, but Faker himself will get the job done. Bulldog does go in, the engage comes out, but look at that ult from the Yone. Bulldog keeps all of them away from the Rel engage. As Keria, maybe just a little bit of zoning as well, just making sure everybody gets out alive. Either way, the follow-up wasn't there, and the Otacon does go to T1.
But bounties for DNF, which is something. They get the turret. It's not nothing. If they did,
well, we got a little fight here. As this time it's going to be Faker who's caught. Not sure how he got himself into, but either way, it's still a nice little win here for DNF. Never say never.
So as I earlier said, right?
Yes. Well, he's still going to get flashed on, and here comes Bulldog. Uh-oh, that was a very interesting combo. Either way, Faker trying to flash away from this one. Impale is big with Keria coming in over the top. The bullet time is huge. As T1, they gather up They use all their ultimates together, and their wombo combo is the better one. The equalizer is good, but they don't really have the damage. Bulldog goes back in, as he says, well, I'm probably not getting out of this one. Or at least that's what I hope he said. And now Dudu being chased down pretty fast.
But the enter synergy in DNF remains
so
very
Life hooked him out of the ult, right? Yes. As he had the lineup. It was very nicely set up by Life. You know, the gank itself was fine, but the hook was obviously not. And that was your opportunity to take out Faker once again. Do have an objective bounty on the bottom side of the map. No one seems to be here, but with the Baron, T1 are looking for more than denying bounties. They want to win this game. Faker pushing mid, rest of the team in the top lane. And the timing of this is very good. They're going to crash at the exact same time, and the wall is going to come down here. So now, Seismic Shove is going to miss, but you've got all sorts of other engage, although that mostly hits a Sejuani. As now, TP coming in, Keria having to flash away. Knocked into the wall is Doran, but the Impale is going to get Bulldog. And the wallets, I think, are just a bit too heavy. Doran able to just run at them. As Pyosik, one by one, the dominoes do fall. Pyosik being the last one. And that's a triple kill here for Doran. And a final kill does go to Guma. And that will be the game that we thought was over a while ago. Had some bumps, some bruises, but T1 will win in the end.
That's domestic Doran, baby. Coming in hard on the Gwen. Early pick paying off. I mean, it's Bard. It's fun. It's fine. It's fine.
It's
the
fine.
The engage is so bad though, and like
they have Nocturne, Orianna.
No,
and that's it.
T1's engages. I mean, the
I
end's
see.
engages.
Yeah.
But if you told me, you know, like a month ago,
does he just die? He's gonna flash, and now Doran is going to hop away and heal himself.
That too is Doran.
He's gonna be happy that Pyosik isn't here yet.
Dead.
Yeah, he's just dead. He flashes, and Pyosik is there. It's first blood. And gamers, you know, it's not as bad as the cringe 8-gamer from Challengers. That was the worst.
That is way worse.
When you could have had 9 and then some team gets a 2-0 and
so
you're like,
what did you hate more? When the first series was a 2-0 or when it comes down to the final game and then you don't make it?
I felt like, especially, boom. All right, we're going in. No flash here for Bulldog. The timing is good, and there you go. There's the execution. That's the engage. That T1 will pull off many a time. And they pick up a kill here for Keria.
It's time for Battle Bar.
Uh-oh. Faker also no flash, and they're just going in onto this one. Nice ult here from Keria is going to get him away. As Trundle and Braum, not the most chase potential, but they will try. Especially in the short lane of mid, it's not really going to feel very good. And so Faker does get away.
I like it, Dudu. Don't interact with that lane. Don't give him the satisfaction where you didn't get the full wave.
Yeah, also there's a TP coming in. As they're trying to punish the Scion. He doesn't have ult. He does have flash. Will he use it is the question. Going to try to flash the wall, and the disengage cone is not going to work. In goes Doran, just follows him on the disengage and picks up the kill. So this time Dudu flew a little bit too close to the sun.
And you could all hear Brendan Valdez chuckle with rapturous glee.
Yeah.
As the disengage cone didn't do its job.
Well, the pillar is going to do its job. Knocks him into the stun. Faker 100% dead, just going for the minions. And eventually, Bulldog will kill him. I mean, let's see how these fights go. Owner's just going to go in onto the Victor once again. We don't see the shockwave coming out until a little bit later, and finally it goes off. But now Guma's here, and the culling is doing quite a lot, and this Bard ultimate is going to catch them. Can they follow up with some damage? Double flash comes out from those guys. The sun comes in from Keria, and life is finally going to be taken out.
Instead of trying to disengage, but you're playing it to Bard, so like disengaging is obviously not really going to be a thing that you can easily do.
You know, you got Hexplay. I feel like any opportunity you get, wherever Faker is, Owner should just go there and look to ult. As here we go once again, going to go in onto Braum, as life just accepts
ghosting.
He is.
He's running.
He's very fast, you know. It's going to delay a little bit of time. It's not going to matter all too much as Keria just ults himself. Does he get away here from the Trundle? Looks like maybe no, as even the shield not going to help. Pyosik with the subjugation is still in a 1v2, but here's Berserker trying to make things interesting. Gonna flash. Nearly had the angle there on Guma with the double. That was very cute. As now Bulldog makes his way over and T1 will respect. I say that, Faker's still fighting this one. He's going to eat a Chaos Storm. Doesn't want to flash. He will be just fine.
Man, if only they had someone who did damage, that would have been good. Unfortunately, they don't. Well, actually, that's not true.
Not a damage AP carry.
Well, no, they have a damage dealer. It's just Pyoshi, who does actually do a good amount of munching there. As Doran, did he die in what was effectively a 1v1? Yes. Everyone is waiting on everyone.
All right, we're doing the combo.
Taking the bait.
Is it happening? It's not really happening. The Shockwave is only going to hit the Trundle, and now Owner in a really rough spot here. Keria not able to help him either, and it's more money to the Trundle.
Chomp on the turret, that's Trundle's favorite thing to do.
And you saw how little damage the Shockwave does to the Trundle at this point in the game. Everybody else is AD.
Yeah, Faker also went Roa.
Yeah. And this isn't
really
going
to do that?
No.
I'm not so sure.
Are they going to go in? No. Well, kind of. Keria goes in. And I don't really know why. Berserker going to get a free kill.
I didn't actually see, but I'm telling you right now, I think he tried to smite it away. Because he's Bard and he has spell.
Okay, there you go. The smite steal Bard did not work out, though.
Well, I'm also, I don't know if they changed that, but originally you used to get unupgraded smite. Which, yeah, that's valid.
And now they're sieging turrets. And the combo is going to come in here. This time it does connect, but just going to go golden is the Trundle, as now that front line is being torn apart. Pyoshik goes down. And Owner gets laning against AD Nidalee.
Oh, it's horrible. It's so sad.
This has been his experience of the game.
I do think, instead of Unending Despair, just go Warmogs. I'm not even memeing.
Yeah, no, it's a good idea. Now we do have the Trundle here. So Doran just going to hop over the wall, and the pillar does come down. And if this stun hits, maybe, but now Owner is coming in, and now the follow-up with the Scion ults, and they do get...
There is so Spirit Visage, I'm not the biggest fan of here.
All right.
Like, I know it's good on Trundle. I'm slowly starting to come around, Belvis.
Yeah, you're beginning to believe. Here we go again. They are going to find the one guy that they are looking for, that is Bulldog, and he gets feared right at the very end. As Keria going on into this one, he has a blast cone, and Kuma's gonna send him in. It doesn't quite matter though, as Berserker, the last auto from Faker, gets him down. And, well, maybe a Baron angle here for T1 after a couple of kills.
No longer believing. Keria's just styling on them. And some of these bar plays didn't end up working out, but that one gets them a Baron. We'll see if Pyoshi can make his way over. Dudu, yeah, he doesn't have... He has his ult, but he's obviously not going to make his way over, as Pyoshi is really fast.
He's taking on the world!
And he does have Sundered Sky. Wait to get rid of that! Oh my god, that was... He could have gone in.
Yeah,
he could have actually stolen it. Like that. Keria!
Where some of that gold lead is pretty fake. Might even be able to kill Doran here. Let's see. I mean, they got 3 people coming down. Doran is still trading.
I guess they lose Otacon.
I feel like he might have even lost 1v1. But now with 3 of them down here, it's just going to be the end of him. Dudu picks up that kill. And the Otacon eventually will go over to T1.
Okay, but this is one of those games where they can actually contest Otacon. Like, they're not behind. They're not behind. It's 1K.
So we're committed to believing in them, but maybe DNF is not cleared out the vision. Banana Brush Control also going to T1. And the last couple of Drakes, DNF to get. Keria with the engage here. They're just going right to that back line as the flash away, but the follow-up from Owner, but he's not going to get the kill. Finally, Guma gets in there, but now it's Guma way behind the play, and nobody's able to help him. Zoned away by the Chaos Storm as Dudu going to cut that ult short, just trying to keep Bulldog protected. We'll see if he can do that. As a big stun is going to come down. Look at Pyoshik just going to town. Up on the top side, gets the kill on a Faker. But Bulldog is getting supremely low and finally gets taken out here by Doran, who will also be taken down, though. Guma.
He hit the Q.
The only one that can do damage at this point in time. Dudu on the chase. It's going to be a kill. A shutdown for Dudu.
It makes this entire fight so awkward because they basically need to pivot in a way where they can keep Guma safe and then...
They care. Life has smite. Keria has smite. TPs are coming in. Our top laners have joined. And Owner does not have flash.
3 seconds on the ult.
3 seconds on the ult. And the Bard is going to keep it alive. It's just a total flip with smites all over the place. It goes to T1. But Owner immediately dies, and so will Keria, as Dudu is chasing Guma. And eventually, like, Duda cannot deal Guma cannot deal damage to Duda. It can't happen. And he can't even dash over the wall. Duda just solo kills him. And yeah, T1 got the Baron, but DNF are sitting pretty. 3 Hextech Drakes, 3 more kills on the board for them.
The dream remains alive, Valdez.
Do you believe in miracles?
Well, I'm starting to. DK won today, so anything is possible. As we take another look, Carry the only reason why they're even in a position to get to this. Delays, and then
we're just diving. We're just diving Faker. He's just here. He's just dead. Already flashed. Didn't matter. He just dies. And T1 had the third one DNF took from them, and now they're trying to engage onto Bulldog. Carry ult's gonna do a little bit, gets Bulldog into a rough spot, but immediately life runs over and just gets his shield up.
He doesn't even flash.
And now their engage is done. Dudu is totally fine. Still Scion, and this dragon is up. I think can just try to go for it. No smite available here as Guma's going in. He's got a very nice angle, though, on a Bulldog. They do turn on to Doran, who tries to engage his 80 Nidalee. Not sure about that one. And now he is going to go down. That's first pick going the way of DNF. Life gets low. And then a huge shockwave comes in, but it doesn't deal damage. From the side of Faker, double stun comes in. Guma is desperate to carry this game, but he will not be able to. He does his very best. Desperate to try to stop this.
They can't give this. They know. Owner has his ult.
I mean, we're going to see this ult coming in. Owner, they could just probably turn onto him as the fear does come down. Owner's like, I guess I'll just try to hit the dragon. He is doing quite amount of damage. Might see a little flip here, although the stun goes in and Owner gets it. Somehow, DNF not able to secure it, but still able to pick up 2 kills. And this Scion is so giga-fed.
And is so close, particularly, don't forget, with those resets, Freecs from the Otacon.
Look at this.
The explosion.
They're just pushing. The turret's going to go down. And DNF, yeah. All right, they're going to try to go in on the Berserker. The fear is going to land, but they're going extremely deep for this one. Can they take out Berserker? Yes, they can. Guma might have to trade his life for it as down he goes. It's a trade of 80 carries with Baron on. I'm ready. There's a ton of damage already coming in. I mean, they might just be able to zoom this one down. It's just Hextech Soul going aboard. And Owner gets in, but he's late. And okay, that's a nice kill on a Berserker. Maybe an angle here for T1. Bulldog left isolated, has to flash away. He goes down to Faker. An angle here for T1 as it's gonna come down to the Fed Scion and the Fed Trundle, but I don't think they have enough.
Not like this!
Not in the 2v5. Massive stun comes down from Dudu, who is unkillable, but Pilshik is very killable. And it looks like T1 may have just done it. If they get the Supreme 5-for-0 ace, and that they will. They've got a wave in mid, and even Hextech Soul isn't enough to give DNF the win here in Game 2.
Not like this! Valdez, no!
My beliefs, they're crushed. This is the expected result, though. T1 will get the 2-0 tonight. It was a struggle. It took them 45 minutes to take down DNF here in game number 2. But they do get the 2-0 victory. Again, the expected result. But after watching this game, maybe you wouldn't have known about it. Yeah.
They don't know ball. Because that top lane Nidalee was not a factor in this game at all, Valdez.
Yeah. The Nidalee didn't quite do her job in this one. Dudu, fantastic game for him. You know, he handled the pressure, and then about 25 minutes in, Koshik came down, got him a kill. It is going to go over to Guma, his first POM. First player of the match going over to Gumayusi for his MF and for his Lucian. And so you weren't the only boom boom damage voter. And he had a great game. Like, his positioning was great. He had some great callings. He was able to follow up at the very end of that fight as well. So I think it's a fair vote, as MF was great as well.
He worked for it on the Lucian, right? MF was also solid, but I think in game number 2 it was him that kept a lot of these fights to the point where they were at least somewhat playable. But really, for me, it's about the bot lane. I think that Faker was fine, but obviously not. I think the kind of concerns around his form still kind of continue. It's okay, but I'm sure, again, he'll wake up at some point. Just like Peanut, you know, the two of them, they need to conserve their energy. and then get it out at the right time.
Yeah.
Doran, great ground game. I don't know about Italy. You know, I'm happy we tried it, but if this is against DNF, I don't think we're seeing it again.
Yeah, I don't think we should either. I think that's fair.
And Owner was just, you know. And if you're like, what happened? Because if you look back at the beginning of the day, my hair was like...
Your hair was
back.
Perfectly slicked back.
Yeah, this is what happened.
It looked so clean, and now... What happened? DNF versus T1 Game 2 happened, I guess. Yeah, my hair doesn't go in that many directions. Yeah. I've got like slightly wavy hair too, but cannot compare.
Yeah, depending on how they do it, it can get either like more curly or it can get very, right now it's very swoosh.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a slope. I don't know why. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's fine.
I think you look great.
Thank you, Val. This will look great too.
Yeah.
One day. I'm sad we didn't get our 6-gamer though. That's a little bit disappointing.
This was what used to happen. We should have had Game 6. Didn't happen. T1 did deny it, as did DNF. But guys, we have the interview ready. I'm going to hand it over to Ji-sun for the translation.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Ji-sun for the POM interview translation, joined by Gumayoshi on the side of T1. Congratulations! T1 really needed a 2-0 win to keep the second place competition going. How do you feel right now? We were actually calculating the chances of us securing second place, and we really needed to get a 2-0 today. So I'm very happy that we made it, and also I think it feels like it's been about a couple months or like many months since I last won a POM, so it feels amazing. Game number 1, your misfortune was doing a fantastic job up against Senna, which was recently buffed. How do you play at the lane against it? So Senna is the rising pick for this match. So I don't also have too much data about the laning phase, but still you can have a lane priority, you can push lane, and then Senna has to be just like farming up the stacks and CS, so it was not too difficult. And then game 2, we almost fell to Korea's Shaco Hover. So the crowds, even the Korean commentators, were going wild about it. Is that actually a potential pick for Korea? Had it not for Korea, you know, let's say it was someone else hovering Shaco. Well, no one would have expected it to be a potential support pick, but because it's Korea, we all got excited. I mean, it's just not about Shaco, you know. He can just play whatever champion he would like to as support role, so please stay tuned. And then game 2, Korea went for the unsealed spellbook, and he was able to win a couple of smite fights as well. How did the T1 players react to it? Well, when the fights are happening around objectives, you know, we're very locked in and serious, and he said, I'm gonna take smite and I'm gonna go for a steal. We thought it was a very plausible play, so even if Bard loses his flash and dies after stealing an objective, I think it's pretty worth it. And on Lucian, you were very proactive and aggressive. Whenever you were able to do damage onto the opponent, you were dashing forward. Well, I mean, you also, what happened in the end, you know, we were all doing damage. 5 players were doing damage onto one Sion, and he was unable to be taken down. So I realized their front line is very tanky. So whenever I saw the angle to reach onto the enemy's backline, I went for that play. Game 2 was very close. And let's talk about the final team fight that you just mentioned. So how were you able to find the best position and team fight angle over here? You can just see they were trying to start the dragon, so I wanted to take advantage of our vision control, so I wanted to show up somewhere that didn't have vision. And then we were able to start cleaning up the enemy Ezreal and Victor. And then later on, we were able to close out the team fight by taking down their front line. It was a very hard game to win for sure. But all of the team and players managed to put on a very on-point execution over there, and we were able to miraculously win it. I didn't even know that we were having a long game, you know. You know what's been trending on the LCK interview these days? I've seen it a couple of times, but I didn't really study about it. It doesn't matter. It's okay. You'll do great. So let's see some of the heart ceremony, because you just won your first POM. The fans are super excited to see you doing all the cute little hand hearts. Should I just freestyle? And here's the freestyle heart ceremony from Guma. No problem for Gumayushi going full-on freestyle over here with the hearts. Now, the next match is very crucial for T1. Hana Life Esports, you guys are both fighting for a spot on the LCK second place. T1's goal right now is advancing to the MSI, and in order to make it happen, you have to beat either Genji or Hana Life. So I would like to take Hana Life down next week in order to raise the probability of us qualifying for the MSI. This will be the end of the Gumayushi interview on the side of T1, and back to the space. Thank you.
Thank you very much, G-Sana-Yaya. Put it in the chat. You already know what it is. Guma Riz, as he's the one that gets the POM, his first one of the season. And it was a clean 2-0. Nothing to see here against the DN Automotive Freecs.
Yeah, I think if someone saw the first game and was like, well, what do we expect? It's T1 against DNF. We know it's going to be 2-0. They look to the score later. They might believe that. But
They might.
And if they just watched the first game and left, they probably have a longer lifespan than anyone who stayed around